Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I am your host, Angelina Wilson. This is an update. Since I won't be doing a video tomorrow, I thought I would do this update today when I saw it. The girl with the turquoise jewelry, the Perry County Jane Doe, has been identified. She was 23-year-old Doris Gertz. Identified by Othram in July of 2025. She had been married, from what I gathered, to the same man twice. Sorry. And I mean, I could be wrong, but it said her second divorce from him, so, as I understood it. And his name was James Fry. They had a daughter named Nicole, who her parents raised because she was like 19 or 20 years old when she was born, wasn't ready to be a mom. And her ex had made some mistakes, and he was actually in jail at the time that she was killed. She had last been seen by her family when she went to her sister's wedding at the beginning of 1979. And they never reported her missing because she used to go off and come back and go off and come back, and they thought nothing of it. And here's what made me cry. Was that her ex-husband would write to his daughter and he would ask her, have you heard from your mom? Do you know where your mom is? You know, and like Gabulosis said, or Gabulosis said, she was the mother of his child and he obviously cared. And it made me cry because it was like, yes, he knows he made a mistake and landed in jail, but at the same time, I'm gonna cry again. Sorry. He loved her. He loved his daughter. He wasn't a bad person. I'm sorry. I think part of the reason that I'm emotional here is that, excuse me, is that I just had a loss. So this hit me, you know, and to think that her family never once thought to report her missing in all those years. It was her brother that gave his DNA to be compared. I will say that. Excuse me. and it was tough. It was really tough. So for me, and she had had a second daughter that she gave up for adoption at birth with a different man. So it made me cry because he seemed like a good man who made a mistake in life and ended up in jail. But he wasn't a bad person, you know what I mean? And he was not at all a suspect. Excuse me. He's not in any way a suspect. He did not have someone kill her. He did not, while he was in jail or anything like that. Please do not believe that at all. Like I said, he was a good man who made a mistake and kept in touch with his daughter, and I hope they have a relationship today if he's alive. Which he certainly could be. He would be older. He would be, if he's a little bit older than her, let's see, how old would she be? 23 in 1979. How old was my mother in 1979? Oh, she was 25. Okay, so my mother would be 2 years older than this lady. I didn't have to do the math. I was 5 years old. If I had a brain in my head, I would have realized my mother was 25. My mother was 20 when I was born. Easy enough. And my father was 30. So if this guy's a couple of years older than her, maybe, because it seemed like they were about the same age or thereabouts, he would be about 70. Because if he's 2 years older than her, then he would be my mother's age. So he would be 72 in the coming year. So very easily could be alive. Should be alive. I mean, my mother isn't, but my mother was ill. So she passed at 67. Confused about how that ended up way over there. That is bizarre. That, I'll show you. My coin from treasure hunting with Jeebus should be over here. There we go. That's truly bizarre. Anyway. Move that just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Anyway. I was excited to see an update that I could put in place of tomorrow's video. Tonight in place of tomorrow's video. So, like I said, it made me cry when I talked about his love for his daughter, you know, writing letters to her and caring about her mom, and I just lost it. And I just lost it here again. Like I said, I think part of it is that I just lost another lifelong friend. I mean, hello, I'm only 51 years old. He was only 54. It sucks. It really, really sucks. And so it just kind of, you know, hit me harder than maybe it would have. I mean, I am an emotional person, and I think that hit me the way it did because of the emotions of dealing with the loss, and please pray for my friend David's mom, because she already buried a daughter a couple of years ago. Now she's burying a son. I can't even wrap my head around that. And I guess, like I said, and share some love in the comments, guys. I can't help but be a little emotional right now. Like I said, I think that kind of hit me differently because of the loss that I just experienced. And I don't know if you'll ever see this, Cindy, but I love you. And I am so sorry that you've had to lose 2 children. It's just wrong. Like I said, I think it hit me harder because of just finding that out yesterday, and you know, then seeing that and hearing about how much her ex-husband cared about her. It hit me wrong, you know. And I'm sorry that I was emotional during the video. I try real hard not to cry during these videos because sometimes they're emotional, you know. Sometimes it's emotional to talk to families, and I'm just so very, very sorry, you know, that because I shouldn't put my own emotions in it, you know what I mean? Sometimes I can't help it. So thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. I'll see you on Friday. Bye, guys.